Hello, Cancer and Cancer Crosswatchers. My name's Coy, and I'm here with the Clairvoyant Tarot to bring you guys your reading for the rest of April. This is going to be for the Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus of Cancer. This is going to be a general message, so it might not resonate with everybody. So go ahead and check out your other placements if you don't feel like this video is applying to you. Keep in mind that genders and the signs of the cards that show up are just energy and does not necessarily have to be that specific sign or gender when it comes to the other cards that come out. And again, it is just energy. This general reading is going to focus on what message needs to come through to best guide us all on the journey through the rest of April. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the pre-shuffle here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Vice Versa Tarot if you're interested in this deck. And we're just going to see what comes out just as a general message just to get started for Cancer. All right, the Hierophant came out here. The Hierophant is all about living your faith. Could have to do with religion or some sort of commitment. The Hierophant is the sign for Taurus. And as I just said in the beginning of the video, does not necessarily mean that there is a Taurus in your life, but that definitely is the energy of Taurus. Okay, now this is the back side of the card. So with that being said, there's also the representation of giving way to freedom of thought and possibility. It also is about going beyond just questioning religion. Now you're actually ready to challenge it. And if it's not about, religious teachings, it could also be a, like a situation where you feel like you're being held back because of your beliefs, not necessarily religious, but you're holding yourself back because you feel like you shouldn't be doing something. So that is the pre-shuffle card that came out. On the top of the deck here, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is all about movement, and on this side of the card, it's got the Magician, which this means this movement is being created by your own manifestations. You are having an aid in helping yourself move along in your situation. And then on the bottom of the deck here, we have the Two of Cups, which is all about some sort of offer, and the cups do have to do with your emotions. So again, this is like a card of commitment, and this is some sort of offer. So it could be that you are kind of trying to steer yourself to some sort of commitment that you have in some offer. So let's actually get into the reading and see what we have here. I'm going to use my Steampunk Tarot for this reading. It's going to be a 7-card spread. Then we'll go ahead and go into clarifiers. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle the deck a couple times. All right, so what do we have for Cancer for the rest of April 2020? What messages need to come through? Bottom of the deck here, we have the Two of Pentacles. So we've got two twos because we had the Two of Cups already. The Two of Pentacles is all about trying to maintain a balance or feeling like you're juggling with something. So right now here in the general situation, there is the Lovers. And that's pretty self-explanatory card. Definitely it's just love. Okay. This is also the sign for Gemini. So we have Gemini and Taurus so far showing up in this reading. So we'll go ahead and get a little bit of clarifiers on this love situation here. But I want to go through, get the rest of the 7 cards, and we'll go back through and clarify them. So in the past here, it looks like somebody was really supporting and nurturing their wills in some sort of decision that they had to make. We'll go ahead and get more on what that decision is. But looks like currently there's a lot of reciprocity in this situation. There's a lot of give and take, which is a really good energy to have. It means things are flowing very smoothly. Looks like the obstacle here is somebody is lacking clarity on the situation, or maybe they're not sticking to their truth. In the immediate future, there's definitely this offer showing up again with the Knight of Cups. Now, this knight's love overflows like a waterfall. So it looks like there definitely is some sort of offer here. Oh, and the possible outcome of all that is achievement, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more into the tea, I suppose you could say, of this particular situation that's showing up. So with the lovers here, oh yeah, see, looks like there's some movement. And look, it really is applying to kind of what I was getting originally, some sort of commitment and making a movement in some sort of offer here. So this does seem like this reading is gearing towards some sort of relationship here. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It could also be you're choosing to make a commitment in a career. So there definitely is some movement here in this situation. I am very interested to see what this decision here is with the Two of Wands. So let me just grab some clarifiers for that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wow. We got the Queen and the King of Wands right here. Let me get more about these two. Okay, looks like there's a little bit of a rest period, or there was a rest period, because this is involving the past. What was this resting? Okay, so this is obviously not a new relationship here. There was something that happened. This is not a new person in your life. This is somebody you have a past with the Five of Cups, because there is a crying over spilled milk. There is something bad that happened that made you guys kind of relax from each other. So now it looks like, since all that bad stuff has happened, there is communication going on again. That reciprocity. Give me a little bit more about this. Yeah, it seems like you guys were taking the time to tend your own garden and kind of just like work on things on your own. But again, the obstacle here is whatever happened, there's not full clarity or truth going on in the situation. And I always feel like in these readings, the obstacle is always the most important thing to focus on, because, that's your problem. And if you know what your problem is, it's a lot easier to work on it, so you can like heal and move on in your path. So let's see. Let's get more about what this clarity is. There's the lovers again. So you're not really sure exactly what this relationship is, what this love is. Hold on one second. The card fell here. The movement here. You're not very clear or sure about making this movement that's happening. Okay? But in this immediate future, there is some sort of offer. So let's find out what this offer is. This offer, whatever it's going to be, is going to be a successful completion to the cycle. So whatever is going on from the past, there will be a successful completion to it. And again, that is going to lead to victory here. What is this victory? The Star. This is the card for Aquarius. This is all about having guidance, serenity, and hope. So it does look like things are going to come for the better. If you are a little bit confused if you should move towards this or not, either way, there is going to be a successful completion here to this cycle. Whatever this past is here that created this split between you two is going to be healed. Now, it doesn't mean like it's going to heal and you guys are going to be back together. It could also mean whatever it was, you guys will be able to kind of like get your closure in a sense. Since this isn't like a personal reading, this is general, so everybody's situation's a little bit different, but there definitely is going to be a successful completion to this, which is very good because that's about how you can like heal and move on when things are completely ended and everything. So this is obviously very romantic. Again, it doesn't have to be, but I am going to do the romance angels for the ones that this is romantic for. So can I have some romance angels for Cancer? Okay. What came out is wedding. This situation involves marriage, which is actually very funny because like I said, the Hierophant here is all about commitment, and this is also the marriage card. So could be with the past here, with this particular group of Cancers, something happened where you're crying over spilled milk, and you're not really sure if you want to like move forward with this commitment, but there will be a successful completion in it, which very well could be that marriage there. And then on the bottom of the deck here, we have past life relationship. You guys have known each other before. So yes, if you guys don't feel like you resonate, then again, this isn't your situation. I'm only picking up on a certain collective of Cancers, not all of them. Everybody's got their own kind of thing going on here. So if you wanted, you can get a personal reading to actually pick up on your own energy, not just a certain part of a collective. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to my daemons here. And we're going to see what daemons come out here for Cancer for the rest of April. All right, we got 2. I'm going to read them in alphabetical order. So first here we have Agorist. And in divination, he represents focusing on finding direction and guidance, bringing your allies closer, and pushing your enemies away. So definitely, since we had the... Here, I'm trying to pull it out. I'm sorry. Since we had this Ace of Swords here, this is all about truth and clarity. So that's definitely what Agorist is saying as well. Finding your guidance here, and anything that is helpful towards you to bring closer, anything that is not to push it away. Basically, just knowing like your self-worth and what you deserve. And then next up here is Barbados. And I love Barbados. He's very awesome to see because he's all about focusing on finding closeness to nature and plants and animals and everything. So it could be that it would really help Cancers if they were to go outside and do some grounding, meaning like taking their shoes off and just walking in the grass, or just like going to touch plants or anything like that for a moment. I know it might be a little bit hard with what's going on right now, but if you can, even if you have a house plant and you just like take the leaf and like put it in between your fingers, or if you've got pets or something, animals, just getting close to nature, that will really help you to kind of like reset and get your clarity. So on the bottom of the deck here we have Tap, and he's about focusing on travel and expanding your horizons, also exploring cultures and gaining knowledge. And again, with what's going on, it might be a little bit harder to physically explore, but a lot of us are kind of stuck inside right now, so you can always go on YouTube and watch, documentaries of like different cultures and maybe like discover the particular foods or traditions that a culture that you have interest in might do. So that would definitely help you as well. That's the advice that's coming out. We're going to go ahead and move on to the wisdom oracles here. Anything for Cancer? Here we go. Okay. This is why. So, this is like the time to ask yourself kind of like those questions like why you're doing what you're doing, why you're feeling this way. It's all about self-reflection, why you're kind of being put through the situations you are, because everything that happens is either a blessing or a lesson. And then you also have at the bottom between worlds. So right now it seems like you're kind of in the middle of like two paths, like in between cycles basically, which does make sense here with the cards that we have, because this is not really completed yet, but it does seem like, there was something that happened that kind of put it, in between exactly what it's going to be. So, definitely taking the time to connect with nature, connect with yourself, asking yourself those questions, and just like the hobby of, discovering something new that will definitely help you out. We're going to go ahead and do some runes, and then I'll go ahead and see if there's any other cards or advice that needs to come out before I end this video. So we'll go ahead and do these runes here. What runes do we have for Cancer for the rest of April, please? What runes do we have? All right. We got one here. I'm just going to sit down for 1 second. Let's see. These, I unfortunately don't have memorized, so I'm just like going through my papers. I'm sorry. All right. Here we go. So, the one that came out here, let me make sure you guys can see it. Yes, okay. This is Tiawaz, and it stands for the sky god, but in divination it represents honor, justice, leadership, and authority. It's also about analysis and having rational thought. It's knowing where your true strengths lie, having a willingness to self-sacrifice. It also represents victory and success in any competition or as well in legal matters. So this is a very good rune to get. This is definitely, if I were to sum it up, about like basically integrity and justice. So that is very good message here. Looks like basically that karma seems to be, on your side at this point. And I mean, obviously, kind of is if you're getting the victory card and everything here. So I would definitely not worry too much about the situation, Cancers and cross watchers. It looks like you guys are doing pretty well, and you just need to, take the time for a little bit of self-care. That's about it. Let me go ahead and see if there's anything else. I'm going to use my vice versa deck just to see if there's any other messages that need to come out. Wow, that was quick. All right. So you are very back and forth about the situation with the Knight of Wands here. Just kind of like you're for it and then you're not, and I would assume based on the tarot cards that came out already it would be because of what has happened in the past, with the spilled milk here, and this is on the backside of the card. So with that being said, with this lightning here, like there is no hesitation or faltering. They're not showing fear in the situation. Like this is this is a knight who kind of likes the drama. Um, like he likes facing this lightning, and it will make a great um, story for him if he gets through. So this is definitely somebody who like really wants that excitement to feel alive, but at the same time, they're kind of like in and out with it as well. And then we have the Six of Pentacles again. Oh wow! And we have the Queen of Wands again. These are all on the back sides here. So again, this Six of Pentacles is reciprocity, but on this side here, it's all about kind of like using your intuition. It's the soul. I mean, these horoscope signs here are just like the uh what am I thinking of the word here? Um, they're like the symbols. Duh. The symbols for like the seven luminaries, like Moon and Venus and Jupiter, Saturn, Mars. Or I'm sorry, not Mars, Mercury. Oh no, Mars and Mercury. But yes, this again, it's about like your higher self, okay, and your soul and your intuition being tapped in here with this reciprocity. So if you are able to, it's definitely good to help people, and then if you need help, it's okay to ask those people who are able to help you, because everything is kind of like coming together for you in this moment in time, which again coincides with the reading we already had um, pertaining to the victory that is coming. So everything is coming together here. And then again, we have the Queen of Wands, and then on this side, it's about like she is um she's like being pulled towards the unknown. Sorry, I'm having like problems explaining this. Like the Sphinx here, you can see she's staring at. It's like this magnificence, because she's very intricate, like her throne. Like her inner self is very complex. But this is somebody who supports and nurtures their wills, inspirations, and passions. So with that being said, those are the cards that came out. That for some reason I had problems getting through. But it looks like on the top of the deck now, it's like seeing something from a different perspective with the Hangman, and then the Fool here is talking about taking a leap of faith. So definitely the message is pretty consistent with what I already had here. It's just kind of like with this adventure, but like kind of like holding back because of what happened. It's kind of almost giving you the reassurance that everything's going to be okay, and that you should take that uh, leap of faith, and just and it will really help you with that confidence if you do some of those self-care things that was listed with the daemons, such as working outside in nature, or just looking at other cultures or something like that. So that is the reading that I had for you, Cancer and cross watchers. I really hope that you enjoyed it and that it was able to give you some insight. Looks like all's good for you guys, and you just really need to kind of just keep that confidence that you have, and you should be okay. So I'm pleasantly surprised that this was very easy message. It looks like you guys are doing very well. So I will see you guys for the next reading. I hope you enjoy the rest of your month, and take care. Love, light, and to the stars.